What scares you? What scares you?
What scares you? I am afraid of heights. I don't like spiders.
I'm afraid of numbers, Stage. The fact that there's something in the air that shouldn't be there. Something menacing that exists around me at all times. It scares the living fuck out of me. There's something under the surface, always under your nose. You've been staring at this tree for an hour now, and you just noticed that there's somebody looking back at you. Where does the signal come from? Why does it sound like this?
Eiffel 95 released their hit singles Move Your Body and Blue Dava D off of their album Europop, which released in 1999. A lot of people assumed that the lyrics were in a foreign language, or that it was simply random syllables. Blue Dava Diva Die. Some people interpreted the lyrics as I am blue, I will die. But the reality of the situation is that the song, when reversed, says, hide the body, eat the body, hide the body, eat the body.
So what scares you? What scares you? Would you be afraid if during the night you heard your mother's voice call from downstairs? She says,
Honey, can you help me? I need your help.
and you say, okay, Ma, here I come. And then an arm reaches out from behind a door and grabs your mouth. It grips so tight on your mouth that you can't scream. You can't make a sound. And then you hear your mother's voice from behind your ear. That's not me. I heard it too. That's a good one. Yep, that's a good one. But what does scare you? What is scary? There's not a specific thing that is scary, but what isn't scary? Is it true that horror is drenched in not just the fear of death, but of sex, of birth, and death? Little poetic things that people say like that. Are those always true? Are they ever actually true? Is the anxiety that they feel about these subjects more an anxiety being manifested as the horror of death, as opposed to just being that anxiety specifically? First, this scared me, and then this scared me, and then you get scared again, and every time you get scared by media, it's just like you build up a tolerance. It's like spicy food, You still like spicy food, but do you really get scared? At this point, what scares you? The last time I was afraid of a creature or a concept in the realm of horror, it was the Goat Man. I remember. Oh, see, should I explain what the Goat Man is? Okay, so the Goat Man, you can assume other people's forms, right? And he's a goat man. He's a Wendigo. A shapeshifter that was born out of consuming flesh. Okay, so the thing with the goat man is that if you have a party of, a couple people, he will come into the fold, and you will not know that he is there. He will walk amongst you in a small group, and you'll just all pass over, the creature, thinking he's part of your friend group. And it's only until you start counting the members of the group that you are able to notice his presence. So you'll all go to sleep, and then it'll stand up and quietly laugh over your body. It's very scary. And so I remember walking upstairs and completely empty home, and the wind was rustling the dead leaves outdoors. It's completely dark. Michael Jackson's Thriller comes on the radio, and I just start fucking dancing. I'm dancing because I'm scared. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die dancing to Thriller. You know what I mean? And that's like the attitude that you take up with these things. It was like when I was afraid of the dark, I conquered the fear of the dark by thinking, if there's a monster in this room and it attacks me, it is going to regret that it attacked me. It is going to be like, I'm going to fucking eat the thing. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to kill it. Then my cat jumped on me, and I just, and then we lost the cat. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen, but that was the mentality that it took to get over the fear. And then I think I don't know which one. What was it? I played the midnight game or the 3 a.m. game, where you turn out all the lights and you walk around with a candle, and that just sows paranoia. You know what I mean? That's kind of scary. You started off, you're like, it's whatever, man. It's just like it's a game. Nothing's gonna fucking kill me. There's not gonna be any monster that's supposed to manifest and follow you around. And if you turn the lights back on before the allotted time, it haunts you forever. I was in fact not haunted forever. I started getting more concerned about having a break-in happen. Or at least that's what I was telling myself. And then right before I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm a big old pussy. I'm a fucking pussy. I see like two bright reflective eyes like in the window. I'm like, no! It might have been a raccoon. Although the eyes were up so high, it's probably not a raccoon. We could say that maybe looking at the candle, because what you're doing is you're walking around with a candle, So like maybe having the bright light pushed into your eyes makes like the little yellow spots. You know what I mean? The light spots. Like when you look at the sun, because you're a very smart individual, you look directly at the sun, that shit. So maybe it was that. But yeah, your fears get more rational, and they tend to, anyways. As you get older, and having the agency to dispatch deadly, horrifying, ill-meaning things retracts deducts points from the horror score. So I guess we're just left with like gloomy, horror themed, thrillers. After you've been scared, like you like fucking hey new concept. Oh my god, it's like horror movies from the 70s and 80s. They must have been fucking scary. Holy shit! And we look at them now, we're like, oh yeah, look at those. That's so fake. There's probably a few that do hold up in terms of just generally the concept fucking freaking you out. You know what I mean? And the atmosphere. But yeah, where you go, like what still scares you is the better question. And that's what we're dealing with as horror fans. Eventually, you're just more interested in how the creature works. You're more interested in like what it means that it exists. And there's a few things that touch on that specifically. But to be scared, to still be scared, still looking for that. Large entities in the corner of your room, in the shadows, being stalked, knowing that you're vulnerable in such a way. That's scary. In the unknown, the fear of the unknown, but like it's kind of like the vague understanding. This is why like shadows over eyes, like a creature not exposed in the light, can be very scary because you can see the vague outline of its presence, but you are left with what is still not being illuminated. Like there could be more to this, and I do not understand how to deal with it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea that the horror is strictly linked to like sex, like the vampire thing. That's like a very like it is the vampire is that he is both the threat and the sexy vampire shit, right? But there's nothing inherently horrifying about any mundane topic that you say, well, of course, this is the opposite of life, and so life is also scary. Aren't you afraid of living? Well, it depends on the context. Obviously, there's nuance in this, and I hate hearing people say little things like, yeah, of course, indeed, like it's it's like our interpersonal relationships,